I'll give you more time. That's all right, as long as you're taking it. Anyway, thank you for being here, ladies and gentlemen. Please turn off any cellular telephones to avoid interrupting these proceedings. There are no weapons.
Mr. Hibbler, we're still not live.
Pardon me?
We're still not live on.
I don't think we're recording yet.
Oh, we're not recording yet?
Yeah,
Okay.
we
Yeah.
are ready.
Okay, you want me to start over again?
Yeah, we are
Okay.
ready, okay?
Now we are. Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, I'm going to call to order the special magistrate hearing Wednesday, June 15th, 2022. It's a bit after 9 a.m., and what I'll do is, since I've called to order the meeting, we'll have a roll call. Go ahead, now we can have the roll call.
Okay.
Chief Code Officer Jocelyn Ramirez, attending via conference phone.
Next.
Code Officer Rich Wagon, representing the town of Pembroke Park.
My name is Nasli Cardona. I'm a code clerk.
Code Clerk Mary Curry.
Right. And then Harry Hippler, special magistrate. I introduced myself before, and I'm the assigned special magistrate for these hearings. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into a statement as to how these hearings are going to occur. And for those of you that have been here before, it will sound repetitious, and it is. For those of you that are here for the first time, then you'll listen to how these proceedings will go forward. Thank you for being here. Please turn off any cell phones to avoid interrupting these proceedings. There are no weapons of any kind permitted in these chambers or anywhere within these facilities. In all issues that may come before the special magistrate, we ask that everyone show mutual respect for one another by listening quietly to each person speaking, and that everyone refrain from clapping, heckling, or verbal outbursts in favor or in opposition to a speaker. These are hearings conducted by a city special magistrate, which are called quasi-judicial proceedings, which means that we are not in court, we're not in circuit court, we're not in county court. My responsibility is to act like a trier of fact, or in essence a judge, although I'm not a judge, and to hear the cases presented by the code enforcement officers, and to hear arguments presented by the alleged violators why they are not in violation of the code provision you've been charged with. These hearings are open to the public, and they are, of course, recorded. It is required that all persons who testify as to the facts of the case be placed under oath, including the code enforcement officers, that I will do after my opening statement. These hearings will not be conducted in accordance with the formal rules relating to evidence and witnesses. Any relevant evidence will be admitted if I find it to be competent and reliable, regardless of the existence of any common law or statutory rule to the contrary, and it's my prerogative to decide how much weight I give to anything that's admitted for consideration. All documentary evidence must be submitted for placement in the hearing file. No documentary evidence will be considered unless the alleged violator or code enforcement officer submits a copy for the hearing file. Each party shall have the right to call and examine witnesses, introduce exhibits, to cross-examine opposing witnesses on any matter relevant to the issues at hand, even though that matter was not covered in the direct examination. You have the right to impeach any witnesses regardless of which party first called him or her to testify, and to rebut the evidence against him or her. It is my responsibility to make findings of fact based on the evidence of record. The fact-finding determinations of a special magistrate are limited to whether the alleged violation occurred, and if so, whether the person named in the civil violation notice can be held responsible for that violation. I may also modify the decision or recommendation of the code enforcement officer as to the time for correction contained in the civil violation notice, even though said time is rebuttably presumed to have been reasonable. I have the authority to assess and order the payment of civil penalties, issue orders having the force of law to command whatever steps are necessary to bring a violation into compliance, and to assess administrative costs for these proceedings, which are usually $100 across the board, okay? In order to make a finding upholding the code enforcement officer's decision, I must find that there is substantial competent evidence that the named violator was responsible for a violation of the relevant section of code as charged. If I affirm the decision of the code inspector, my order will specify the amount of the civil penalty, what you've been convicted of if found that there are violations, the administrative costs of the hearing of not less than $100 if assessed, and the date by which the violation must be corrected to prevent resumption of the continuing violation penalties, if any. What that means is that in most instances, you'll be given time to comply and correct the alleged violations or the violations if you're found guilty, whether it's 30 days, 10 days, 15 days, 60 days, or 90 days. And the penalty and the per diem fine will not accrue until after that time period passes. An aggrieved party, including the city, may appeal a final order of a magistrate to the circuit court in Broward County. Such appeal shall not be a hearing de novo, but shall be limited to appellate review of the record created before the special magistrate. An appeal shall be filed within 30 calendar days or 30 days of the issuance of the order sought to be overturned. If you are found guilty of the civil violation charge, you will be assessed an administrative fee of $100. In these instances, the city code officer will present their case first. You'll be allowed to cross-examine and the like, if you like. And the respondent and the alleged violator will present their case thereafter, and you'll tell me why you're not in violation and what your goal is and what your position is in reference to the case. I will consider the evidence and make a decision after all arguments are heard. If you're found that there are violations, you'll be assessed anywhere up to $250 per day for an initial violation, or $500 per day if it's a repeat violation, and for the initial violation of up to $250 a day, that will begin to accrue, like I mentioned earlier, 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days later. So you'll have time to comply in most instances unless the violation is egregious or irreparable to the environment and to the neighborhood. Okay, at this time, I'm going to go ahead and swear in all witnesses. And if you'd be kind enough, if you can't stand, you want to sit, but if you could raise your right hand and stand, if you can do that, please. All right. Swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. If you could affirm, please.
I do.
Okay. I will go ahead and, I'll adopt the minutes, adoption of any minutes in previously that I've signed off on or haven't signed off on, whatever those are in the past. So, all right. Any attorneys will go first as you signed in, then we'll take the non-attorney cases. They're on the clock, and not that you're not, but, those are basically the way the rules are set up. Thank you. You want to call the first case? Yeah.
The first case is 6186. That's an attorney that we have on in the audience.
Mr. Verster is the attorney, VIP, VIP, RE 2503 LLC, right? Hi, how are you, sir?
Good
Welcome
morning,
back.
Magistrate Hipper.
How are you doing? We'll let the city go first, all right? Welcome.
Okay. Chief Code Officer Jocelyn Ramirez for the town of Pembroke Park. Property owner VIP RE 2503 LLC. Site address 2503 John P. Lyons Lane, Pembroke Park, Florida. A notice of formal hearing to abate fine was sent out by certified mail on May 27, 2022, posted to the property and town hall on June 3rd, 2022, to abate a fine. The fine amount to be abated is $26,850. It is the town's motion to reduce this fine by 85% of the per diem fine, which is $4,012.50, plus the admin fee would be a total of $4,112.50.
Okay,
And that concludes my presentation.
yes, sir. Okay, Counselor, it's your turn. Go
Good
ahead.
morning.
Good morning.
The first issue is, just as Officer Ramirez just mentioned, the admin, I just want to point out that the admin fee of $100 has been previously paid.
Right.
Okay. I am requesting that this be reduced to 10%. And the reason for that is, as General Magistrate, as you may recall, we were here on April 20th, and I'm not offering testimony today, but we took testimony at that time. I've entered the transcript of the proceeding in this, in the record.
Okay.
And as I hope you will remember, this is a building that had, as also reflected in the complaint by Officer Ramirez, it had two major issues, or two issues. One which was very substantial and very major, which was that there was graffiti on the east wall of this building, and the building spans the length of 380 feet. And I believe there are pictures in the file. They were submitted also at the last hearing. It was a major job that we had to undertake. The property is exposed to the railroad tracks, and so every time that you try to paint it, graffiti would reoccur the next day. So not only did we have to cover up the graffiti, do the repainting job, but in order to protect the property from further graffiti, we had to pull permits. We had to put up a fence there. The fence has been, in fact, Mr. Miguel Nunez is doing the final inspection today. I didn't know it had not been done. That was a major job, and it was done, and that was done also as reflected in the record by January 15th of this year. That was essentially done on time. There was a secondary component to the complaint, which I submit was rather, by comparison, was rather de minimis. The front had to be pressure cleaned. There were some touch-up issues on paint, and yes, we sort of overlooked that. But by comparison to the main job, it was very, very minor. It has now been finally done. Officer Ramirez has issued a confirmation that that it was done to her satisfaction. But in light of the fact that and I'm sorry, let me take one step back. Although Officer Ramirez indicated it needed pressure cleaning and a little bit of touch-up, we chose to do the whole paint job of the front and all the sides as well. And so everything looks fantastic. It's been freshly painted, the entire building. It was a very expensive enterprise. And in light of the fact that the secondary part was so de minimis compared to the big job having been done on time. We were here before you on April 20th. You mentioned in the transcript that I filed that these matters can be resolved by either 90% or an 85% reduction. I'm requesting for the 90% reduction of the fine.
Okay, I know, I've reviewed these beforehand and the like. There's a $200 payment, one for 6186 and one 6155. That case is not before me today.
That's not
That's
before
on
you.
appeal to the circuit court, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so, all right. And this case started back on September of 2020. I know there were motions filed, but you did comply, and the like. And the total amount that the city came up with, which you're not contesting, I know you wanted 10% rather than a 15%. Total was $26,750. Their 15% comes up to $4,112.50 minus the $100.
As you know, we obviously the city and I have opposing points of view, but the decision is ultimately yours.
Yeah, I understand that. No, look, you've been very zealous. You know, my book, you get an A+. You know, how about a B+? Okay, is that good enough?
That's good enough for me.
Okay, all right, whatever it is, and you've done well. You know, you made your arguments. What I'm going to do is, the city does have that authority. You know, no city is required to have these hearings. All the case law that I've read, even one out of the U.S. District Court in the Middle District, where it's a deck action, upholds the right to assess these fines without mitigation or abatements. And Pembroke Park, you're blessed to know, reduces them by 85 or 90%. Some cities don't do that at all. So,
May I ask if Officer Ramirez has any objection?
yeah, well,
Is she
Yes.
Any objection to what?
to do a 90% reduction instead of 85%? In light of all the work that went into this?
I'm firm on the 15%, but it is the special magistrate. The special magistrate can, I'm gonna leave it up to him
okay, well.
to make a final ruling.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna, in this instance, because it did take so long, I mean, I appreciate your candor. There are no, how about if I do this? I'm gonna go between 10 and 15%, and I hope somebody can calculate this, but don't include the $100. Why don't we go with a lucky 13%? Okay, we'll go with that. Can somebody figure that out? So all you need to do is go with $26,750 times
Yes.
13%.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay, and what amount does that come up to? Don't include the $100 they paid that. I know I'm repeating myself, but I'll give them a little bit further relief because of their candor. They got the job done. I mean, there's no real financial circumstances here, like somebody can't afford. I'm not saying the fact that you can afford is hindering you. It's not. It's just that that's one of the criteria based on what cities consider, which is affordability and how long it took. And it is a business. It's not homestead. So what is 13% times 20?
So 13% of the per diem fine, which is 26,750,
Yeah.
is a total of 3,477.50.
Okay, 3,477.50. Okay.
If you want to round it up to 78.
Okay, we'll do it to 78. I'm a round up type of person. So it's $3,478 even. All right, that way, under the circumstances, discretion with me, you get your client some relief, all right? I mean, it's not exactly what you wanted, but that's life,
Right.
so, okay.
Thank you,
So it's okay,
General Magistrate.
payable within 30 days,
I'm
or,
gonna pay it right now.
okay,
If we may
guess
have a
what, it goes,
paper.
reverts back, so let me do that, all right?
I'll wait here.
All right, thank you very much, or let me write this, thank you.
Thank you, Officer Ramirez.
Sure.
You're welcome. Are there any other attorneys present?
There are two people raising their hands.
If there's no other attorney
No, no,
present,
there-
then we can follow the
There
the
says,
order of the list.
is there, let's see,
Yeah, we have
Connor
Tom.
Milo, that's number 5, and Charles Marditello, number 7. Are you a lawyer? Yes. Okay, well, come on up. Okay, who want, what,
Number
We-
5 is
yeah,
first, which
yeah.
is
Connor Milo.
5902.
yeah, go ahead, call the case. It's number, case number 4902 with, 5006 4306 6235 is, okay, great. Great.
Okay. So that's actually for the list that we have to authorize foreclosure, all those cases.
Oh, okay, all right.
Um, and really and truly, we're just authorizing the special magistrate.
All right.
Item number 13.
Right, there's a bunch of cases for foreclosure. All right, but you're here, talk to me. What is your name, please?
First of all, good morning, Your Honor. My name is Connor Milo.
Closer to the, that's okay.
Good morning. My name is Connor Milo. I'm here on behalf of 4100 West Hallandale. I appreciate you taking the time for us to be heard this morning. And, I just want to start out by saying that when I listened to your speech in the beginning, you mentioned, our position as to why we're not in violation of the codes, basically. And truthfully,
I'm sorry, can you speak into the mic so I can?
sorry.
Thank you.
So, Special Magistrate Hippler, for the record, Town Attorney Melissa Anderson. Do you understand that the posture of this case is simply to authorize this for foreclosure?
I do, yes, ma'am. And I'm going to be honest with you, Your Honor. We're simply here to ask for some additional time today to either comply with these codes, or I understand there's a lien on the property, begin to, get the money together or file the necessary motions. And I understand that today's proceeding is not the foreclosure proceeding itself, simply a recommendation for the same.
Yeah, well-
However, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you go, let me, attorneys have a tendency to try to interrupt. You finish. Go ahead. That's
and,
okay.
and I'll be brief. Basically, we're just asking for a little bit more time. I understand that my client attempted to try to contact Ms. Ramirez and submit some supporting documents that either evidence that we were in compliance with these code violations or were working to be in compliance. I understand that she's been under the weather, and that's why she's not here today, and I understand all those things. But, I need the record to reflect that we did try to contact the city before this hearing
Okay.
took place to show that we've taken efforts to rectify the issues at the property, and we would ask just for a little bit more time before such a serious, decision
Right.
is made.
Okay, here's the problem, though, and it's, I appreciate your comments, and I'll be quick. There's already a final order, imposing, the time to contest any of this is really well past. I assume there was no appeal to the circuit court. No, there usually isn't, okay? Sometimes people appeal, and it's difficult to do that, but, you know, there's a right and a remedy for that, and you never know, okay, what a court will do. So the only authorization, the thing that's before me today, is the authorization to allow the foreclosure. Now, I don't know when the city is going to file these foreclosure proceedings, if it's going to be tomorrow, which I doubt, or it may be down the road. Now, if you want to contact the city, whoever is going to handle these foreclosure proceedings, and see if you can buy more time to see what can happen to avoid the foreclosure. But first of all, has there been compliance of the property, or is it still non-compliance?
That I don't know. The officer would have to, I'm not sure what documents were given to Officer Ramirez.
Okay, but the foreclosure doesn't mean there's been compliance. There still can be non-compliance, I would think. So if anyone knows it, if there's
We
non-compliance.
need to hear from Officer Ramirez. for that.
Okay,
Officer Ramirez,
yes.
do you have any?
Yes, can you repeat that question?
Sure, certainly. I'm under the understanding that my office sent you some documents sometime this week evidencing compliance, or at least attempted compliance. Did you receive those?
Right, they submitted some permits. So what's gonna happen is that based on when they completed all those permits, there's still an outstanding fine. And so now we have to calculate those fines from that compliance date. There's multiple cases that are open, so I will have to review each one of them and give you the outstanding fine. You can go ahead after the fines are calculated, mitigate those fines with a special magistrate. Also, I wanted to mention that after the special magistrate authorizes on the foreclosure, we still have to bring it before the town commission for approval on the foreclosure. So it's a lengthy process, but you'll have time to submit those mitigation requests. If all the cases are complied, I still don't know for each one, but I do believe some have been met.
So my office told me that 3 of the 4 have been met. I know that I don't have anything before Your Honor
Right.
today that proves that, but again, I just wanted as evidence that they are taking active steps.
Okay, that's good. What you're going to need to do is provide that to Ms. Ramirez, the code officer, who's very diligent
Sure.
and thorough. And, you've got time to do that. I mean, I'm sure that the town would rather get this resolved and file a foreclosure action. But my only role ultimately, which I will just do with a simple to approve the foreclosures of all these, when and if they get filed is not up to me. And it also has to be approved by the town commission at a meeting, which probably is pretty perfunctory as well. I mean, so you've got time, but you need to comply. Once there's compliance, you can come back for a mitigation or reduction or abatement, whatever the city calls it. And at that time, the town is very, very progressive and very good about reducing it, unless they were so, torturous. That's another ball game, and
Sure.
And the like. But usually that's what happens. So you've got time. My only role today is authorize the foreclosure, and on your case as well as another 12 or 13, actually another 18 or 17. So it's just a standard matter. Okay.
I understand, Your Honor.
So your client has time. Tell him to get it done for all matters and then file a mitigation. If you do that, the foreclosure may not get filed.
Yeah.
All right. And then maybe it'll be the end of it. If it isn't, then, there'll be a foreclosure in the future. All right?
Certainly, Your Honor. Thank you so much.
So thank you. Good luck to you.
I appreciate
You know what you need to do, and I'm sure you and your client will take care of it.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Sure. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Connor.
Sure. Okay, next is another lawyer. You stood up. Your turn. This is you're Charles Martitello?
That is, Mr. Marchitello
For
is
the
our,
record, Magistrate Hippler,
Yes.
this is the town attorney. I just want to note for the record that you did authorize foreclosure in the last.
Yeah, what I'm gonna, I'll tell you what we can do after this gentleman is finished, you can call town's motion to authorize foreclosure in all the cases.
Gotcha.
Okay, that way it'll take care of it in about 15, okay, no, but I'm gonna authorize foreclosure in all those cases anyway, so, no, that's okay. I mean, you're doing it a piecemeal basis, takes too long. Yes, sir. The gentleman to your right and to your left, who are they?
good morning, Your Honor. My name is Alan Rains. I represent E&M Properties 2665 LLC. To my right is Michael Saperstein, one of the principals of the owner entity. To my left is Mr. Charles Marchitello, who is the general contractor that's been submitting plans and permits to Ms. Ramirez since, I believe, March, when we were last before the town.
Okay. All right, what's up? And let's, the case number,
Well, Mr. Hippler,
Yes.
they're here actually for a confirmation of fine that is on the agenda. So
okay,
I will present the case first.
okay, go ahead, sure. All
Excuse
right.
me,
Let
we
me
have two
find
mat-
you the section.
We have two matters. We've got case number 4601, that's the notice of hearing to authorize foreclosure. And then we've got a notice of hearing to confirm fine in case 5771.
Right,
Okay.
so case 5771, that's section 8.4 on the agenda. So I'm gonna go ahead and present that one.
Okay, great.
Chief Code Officer Jocelyn Ramirez for the town of Pembroke Park. Property owner E&M Properties 2665 LLC. Tenant Sunshine Provisions. Site address 2641 South Park Road, Pembroke Park, Florida. Also 2649 South Park Road. A notice of formal hearing to confirm fine was sent out by certified mail on May 27, 22, posted to the property and town hall on June 3rd, 2022. And we're confirming a fine of $30,100.
Okay, I'll let you go ahead. You can tell us what's going on expeditiously. It's just that in a confirmation of a fine, there actually is a case law that says I do not have to listen to testimony. It's pretty perfunctory. But go ahead and, tell us what's going on and what your position is. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sure.
This is a violation with regard to a 40-year inspection.
Right.
We ultimately submitted the 40-year inspection plan. There was an issue with regard to shoring up of a rear sliding warehouse door.
Right.
There's been some subsequent issues. We had a structural engineer prepare plans. As part of those plans, it was determined that further findings were required. We have a site meeting scheduled to revisit a solution. We believe we're 1 to 2 weeks out on that. We would request 60 days to come back before the town, bring that into compliance, and then ultimately, once we've achieved compliance, move for fine reduction. But we would respectfully request that the town hold off on confirming the fine in light of the efforts that we've made since March to address the new plans for this. It was a little more complicated than it was originally anticipated. Mr. Marchitello, who's the GC that's been engaged by my client since March, the other GC that we had working on this project, we weren't happy with the progress that we were making. We made a move. We've been very diligent. Mr. Marchitello can talk about the steps that he's made and the communications he's has with the town to bring this into compliance and achieve these issues.
Okay, quickly, go ahead and,
Thank you. Basically, we've
Your
had a
name,
permit. My name is Charles Marchitello
Great,
with
go ahead.
CGM
Thank you.
Construction.
sure.
We've had a permit that's been issued on the project for quite some time. The structural engineer record is from the West Coast, and upon our site visit to start the repairs, it was discovered that, of course, the field conditions didn't match the plans and specifications. Been going back and forth. He now has concerns that could be potential settling that's happening under the building. So we have to do further testing to do that. None of this is quick, especially today with structural engineers. They're all extremely busy. We have to give some level of respect to them and get them when we can. The engineer is very good and diligent, but at the same time, I have to get his permission before we can do anything else and then submit additional documents back to the city. We've been in touch with him as well as our structural fabricator and have a meeting set up tentatively for next week. He's going to send one of his representatives from the West Coast and hopefully resolve that we don't have a settling that's causing the foundation problem or the tie beam up top in a
All
simple
right,
form.
so
Thank you, sir.
you figure in about 60 days, everything is going to be resolved?
100%. Once he puts eyes on it and gives us a remediation, we'll turn that in as a revision. We'll go ahead and proceed. We already have all our steel and structural components. We purchased them a couple months ago. But again, I couldn't go forward with it because it didn't match up to the field condition findings.
Okay, here's what I'm inclined to do, because, again, I really, I don't really think I have authority to stay any accruing fine. So what I'm going to do is,
Mr. Magistrate, I just want to point out that this is a repeat violation,
right,
and it has been open since April 26, 2021.
right, so,
So, and on the March 16, 22 hearing, they did one more time, but I believe that sufficient time has been given, especially since it's been a repeat violation.
right, okay, I'm inclined not to, stay it and just to let it proceed. When you comply, whatever the numbers are, you'll come back for a mitigation or an abatement at that time. But the only way to make sure this is complied with is to have some teeth in these laws, and that's the purpose of 162, to obtain compliance. So at that time, so I'm going to go ahead and enter the order of confirming the fine at this time. And when you're ready, immediately contact the code officer so that the fines stop accruing. Then you go ahead and do your reduction request with the city, and you'll wind up hammering it out there. And at that time, you can show the code officer how much work you did and why you did it and all that, okay? Now, the other matter, the foreclosure, go ahead.
With regard to the foreclosure issue on case 4601, this is for failure to get a business tax license. Now, there's a nuance in this matter that it can go two ways. My client has not operated a business in that location since November 30th, 2021. Mr. Saperstein will testify that they ceased operations and moved their USDA licensed meat processing plant to Deerfield Beach, Florida as of December 1, 2021. There cannot be, for at least from my understanding, a requirement to have a business tax license if you're no longer operating at that location. So as of November 30th, 2021, we've ceased operations. So as far as compliance for a business tax license, we don't believe that there's any such requirement that we have a business tax license merely because we own non-operational property within the town of Pembroke Park. Two, with regard to a business tax license for a proposed operation for that site, there have been a couple holdups with regard to, whether we're going to lease out a portion of that property or, what operations would be allowed there. That property and the parcel to the north that we used to lease, there was an opening in a common wall that has subsequently been sealed. It was my understanding it was going to be inspected to show that the property was bifurcated and that they were two separate parcels. I believe there's been a delay by Mr. Marchitello calling in that inspection, as we are still waiting for another component, which was when we acquired this property from the prior owner, which also happened to own the parcel to the north, which we leased. It was an operational meatpacking facility that was bought, as an ongoing operation. There were some issues with regard to an unpermitted air conditioning system at my client's portion of the site. We are in the process of getting permits and drawings for for that piece, we had an architect that was originally engaged to prepare plans and specs. After about 3 weeks of time, they came back and they said, look, we're too busy. You need to get somebody else. So we believe that we've, one, complied because we're no longer operating a business at this site. And you don't need a business tax license to just to own property if it's not operational. And two, with regard to compliance, we believe we're on the cusp of compliance with regard to the AC and just an inspection. I'm aware of your Honor's comments about, it's still a lengthy process, but at least with regard to compliance, we believe we've complied and we've shown we've been diligent to get it compliant as it relates to putting a prospective business in that location.
Okay, what I'm going to say is I'm not arguing against what you said, but there had to have been, before the foreclosure motion, a final order entered by me or the other gentleman. No appeal. There probably had to have been a hearing to confirm the fine. Nothing there. So if what you say is accurate and correct, then you need to show the code officer all that when there's compliance. That time, even though I'm going to just carte blanche authorize all foreclosures, you may be able to avoid a foreclosure, all right, if you move expeditiously and get all this done. If what you say is true, that you can have everything in even the prior case within 60 days, maybe sooner, I don't know how long it'll take to work up papers for foreclosure, but, things move slowly with the government, as with everyone nowadays, private industry as well, and the like. So I appreciate what you said, but it would be the time when you come back for a reduction at that time, as long as you've complied with both of these. I'm not really sure about the business tax license. The arguments could or should have been made at the time of the final hearing. Maybe they were. I don't recollect seeing you or either of these two gentlemen, but I run through so many of them in this town as well as others that, if you did, you may not recollect it at this time. So you need to comply. Once there's compliance, you heard the first case, the city is very open-minded about reductions. So that's the best I can do for today, all right?
Understood. I believe the cessation of business activity after the final hearing would have brought it into compliance. It no longer required a business tax license. Does Ms. Anderson have an opinion as to whether just owning property in the city or town require a business tax license, or whether we're not in compliance?
The procedural posture we're at today is an authorization of a foreclosure on an order that's already been entered. So if you come into compliance, then I would visit or call the code people and figure out what you need to do to get the fine paid, where that's essentially where you're at. If you're in compliance, and I'm not going to sit here and opine whether you are or you aren't, but if you are, then you just need to pay or mitigate whatever fine is outstanding.
So I guess that's a question with regard, if I stop operating, am I in compliance for the need to have a business tax license?
We can talk about that,
Okay.
but I don't, again, we're not here to discuss the merits, and I don't know what they are, but if you are in compliance, then you need to talk about mitigating the fine, and if you're not, then we can talk about that too. But today, we're not discussing the merits of the case, just the authorization.
Understood.
Okay, all right.
Mr. Charles, if I may interject.
Sure, please.
Can you just please, I know that you mentioned this before on the March 16, 22, that you stopped operations. And the last conversation we had was that I had to reinspect, make sure that the property was vacant and no one was operating. But nobody ever gave me a phone call or email or anything, any correspondence. So if you could just email that to me, that you ceased operations since, I believe you said November 30, right?
Correct.
Okay, and that's 2021.
Correct.
So if you could send me an email stating that and have somebody available at the property so I can make sure it's vacant, then we can go from there. But if I don't have this information, if nobody, is responding or communicating with me, there's no way I can put a compliance date to something.
Understood. It was our understanding that CJM Construction was in communication to move forward with additional architectural plans to get it ready for a new tenant, and we will address that when we leave the hearing today.
Great, that's perfect. So you know what you
Perfect.
need to do, and the door is wide open here for you, okay? It's not, you're not walking into a tunnel or whatever, or off of a cliff if they'll comply.
We understand that this had the appearance of non-compliance with regard to a business tax license that required certain structural improvements. There was a dispute between us and the landlord to the north as to who's had responsibility for what. We apologize for the delay.
Oh, no.
We're no longer in the site. It's our intent to move diligently and bring this into compliance
Great.
with regard to all the issues and then apply for fine reduction.
Okay, and your clients will do so. They look pretty firm that they're gonna go ahead and do that, okay?
Thank you, Your
All
Honor.
right, thank you. Good luck to everyone, okay? Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank
what-
you.
well,
I
how-
will give you a copy. Please hold on a second.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. In the meantime, if someone would just call the town's motion to authorize foreclosure, and we'll move that in, I'm gonna authorize it. Oh, go ahead. Number 13.
You want, okay.
We're gonna move to authorize the hearing officer to enter an order of foreclosure for cases 1 through 18, on the.
Okay, so okay, I'll go ahead and do it. Chief Code Officer Jocelyn Ramirez for the town of Pembroke Park. Item 13 on the agenda, town's motion to authorize foreclosure. For item 1 through 18, do you want me to say the case numbers?
No, I've reviewed them. I've reviewed the names. 1 through
Okay.
18 is good. Yeah, or, yes,
Yes,
are you here for one of those cases?
yes, and it's, we are in compliance, so I wanted to talk.
Okay, which one? Is that permissible?
840, sir.
Which one?
And I also wanted to mention that all of these cases, 1 through 18, were sent a notice of hearing to authorize foreclosure by certified mail on May 13, 2022.
Okay, which one, ma'am?
That is case one, sir.
Paradigma Corporation? Okay, how does the city want to handle it? I mean, I can authorize a foreclosure, and she can talk to the code officer if there's compliance, and if there is, maybe it'll go away, whatever.
Ma'am, do you understand that this case has already been heard and there's an order?
Yes, may I please talk? Is there a possibility
Here,
that I
I
can
guess we
speak?
should let her get
Yeah,
up and.
right, quickly.
Thank you so much.
Whoever is talking needs to come up to the podium, state their name for the record.
Are we going by the sign-in, or are we just going by all of
Ma'am.
them? Because I signed in.
Is this the foreclosure matter?
Another one.
Okay,
I think what happened is we had attorneys here who were for the foreclosures and now we have.
No,
now you
I'm
got-
not an attorney.
I know you're not. Okay, maybe I should have just waited for 3 hours for the foreclosure. I was just trying to move it along, that's all. Okay, come on up, your name, ma'am.
My name is Bettina Rassi, and for case 5840, I just wanted to say that I was here on the previous hearing, and we got 90 days to open the permits and close it. The issue that we had is that the GC had a very hard time to open the permits. The permits were
Okay.
finally, after a lot of
Okay,
back
ma'am,
and forth with the
ma'am.
city, open on the 18th.
Ma'am, listen to me, okay? giving you the courtesy.
Thank you. Well,
of-
let me just tell that we got in compliance last week. I bring the documents. In a week after the permit was opened, the property, all the permits were closed. And
Okay, if there are
finally,
any,
we are in compliance.
okay, ma'am, if there are any fines that have accrued, then you can file for a reduction,
I did present a letter, yes, sir.
for a reduction of the.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm still going to authorize the foreclosure if that doesn't work out. I don't know what amount the city says you're,
I don't know because I never get any notice about
Ma'am,
that.
you need to contact, the foreclosures are gonna be authorized today. If you have come into compliance, you need to contact the Code Enforcement Division after today, present proof of compliance, and ask for a reduction in fine.
Well,
She
okay.
she has done that as of yesterday, but like the magistrate said, you still have to go through a hearing to mitigate the fine. The thing is that there has been no time to review your letter, to review your case,
Okay.
as of yesterday. So
Yeah, I called, I'm sorry, Mrs. Ramirez. I called on Friday, you were not in, and nobody told me at that moment that I could send an email. So I'm so sorry. I'm ignorant.
But that's okay, ma'am. You
Yeah,
still
I'm
have
so
time
sorry.
to mitigate the fine. We'll schedule you for the next hearing to
Right.
mitigate
Thank you
the
so
fine.
much.
okay, all right,
Okay.
thanks for letting us know. Okay, sir, which number, which case is yours?
Well, let's go by the list. Let's keep the order of the list.
Okay,
I have multiple cases.
okay, why don't you sit down, then we'll go by the list, all right? That's what they want.
So-
6233.
Okay, 6233, go. We'll take you in a few minutes, sir. Sit down. Okay, thank you. Yeah,
Okay,
it's 6233. There you go.
yeah. Case Code Officer Jocelyn Ramirez, the Town of Pembroke Park. Property owner 3535 Southwest 52nd Avenue, LLC, care of TL Management, LLC. Site address 3535 Southwest 52nd Avenue, Pembroke Park, Florida. A notice of formal hearing to extend time was sent out by certified mail on May 27, 22, and posted to the property and town hall on June 3rd, 2022. They have completed most of the violations. Most of the violations are in compliance. So I'm gonna extend 30 days to complete the rest. It's not a $250 per diem with a $100 admin fee.
Okay. Yes, sir, your name and the gentleman next to you. What's your name, sir?
So my name is Yoni Meyer. I represent the management company.
Yes, and
Thank
the
you.
gentleman next to you, who is he?
My name is Kobe Litowich. I'm the general manager for the roofing company.
Great, okay, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Ms. Officer Ramirez, for the extension. I appreciate that very much. As she mentioned, we are in compliance for, as far as I know, everything except the roof. And I think I mentioned this to Special Magistrate when we were here last time, that the roof would be a lengthy process simply because we're replacing the entire roof.
Right.
And I would like to just, if I can allow Kobe Litowich to actually just explain where we're up to with the roof. And if that's okay, just so you can hear that out and possibly understand that whether or not, and maybe we can discuss whether or not 30 days is sufficient. If
Okay, well, how many days are you requesting?
can we just, is that okay? Can
Oh,
we,
yeah,
can we hear him
please,
out?
go ahead,
please?
come
Thank
on
you.
up, okay, sir, okay.
Under ordinary circumstances, 30 days would be enough. In fact, 1 week would be enough. But unfortunately, we're having major supply chain issues. We've gone to the largest distributor in the world and paid more money for product, which is ABC Supply. They're down the block. And the last email that I received from them says, unfortunately, the OC truck, that's Owens Corning, the shingle manufacturer, has been delayed due to carrier restraints. I managed to secure another 351 bundles from another branch. That branch is in Orlando. The bottom line is we're not receiving our shingles in a timely manner, and we need the shingles in order to complete the job. I've called other supply houses, and nobody has them in stock, especially that amount. And the other supply houses that compete with ABC know that I gave the order to ABC, and therefore they're not willing to.
As I recall, there were some unique shingles that you wanted, but then you opted out of that? No? Okay, another case.
We're using a standard color.
That's what I mean. You went to a standard. Okay.
We're using a standard
Okay.
color.
How long, right, how long are you requesting?
So I'm requesting 60 days.
Okay.
Because I don't want to have to come back before you and say we couldn't pull this
I know,
off.
you don't want to see us, I don't blame you. Okay, all right. Is 60 days okay, Ms. Ramirez, that way? There probably are supply chain issues here, and have they complied with nearly everything else?
I feel like we've given them enough time. This has been open since 2020, June 2020. It's almost over 2 years.
Okay. All right. Why don't I do this? I'm gonna, they seem to be complying, whether it's 30 or 60. I'm gonna go with 60 days, okay, but no more. After that, it's gonna accrue, all right? So you gotta, I don't know what else to tell you, okay, 60 days is it, all right? Because the city has been very pleasant and very nice and accommodating to you. It's been going on for a long time. You have shown progress, but it'll be, I'm going to go with 60 days because, for one thing, I don't disagree with what you said about the materials. We all look at the news for whatever that's worth and the like. So 60 days, but that's it, okay?
Thank you. I'm confident
Okay.
we can
That's
bring the
okay.
project in by
So,
then.
Ramirez, just to make this easy on everyone, I'm just going to go with 60 days. Otherwise, it'll be $250 per day thereafter, and that way we can just, no more than that. Okay, and then that way, an extra 30 days isn't going to hurt. So, all right.
Thank you.
Okay. Good luck.
All right.
Get it taken care of. I don't know what else.
Thank
to say.
you,
All right.
your special manager. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Please hold on a second. I will leave you a copy.
It looks like it's a good 60. Okay, just want to make sure. Thank you.
And the gentleman that just spoke, if you in, because we didn't have your name on the list.
Yes,
We have.
do it.
Can I ask Ms. Ramirez a question quickly?
Pardon me? Quickly, because you got 10. You go ahead. If you could call her. Okay, thank you. Good luck. Take care. All right. Next, is this 5709 Adveco, Douglas Driver? I'm going by the list, sir. Okay.
Yeah. Arbeco. Okay. Chief Code Officer Jocelyn Ramirez. For the town of Pembroke Park, property owner Adveco LLC, case 5709. Site address 3181 West Hallandale Beach Boulevard. Notice of formal hearing to abate fine was sent out by certified mail on June 2nd, 2022, posted to the property and town hall on June 3rd, 2022. The amount requested to be abated is $51,600. This is a repeat violation. So is the town's motion to reduce it by 80% of the per diem fine, which is $10,300 plus the $100 admin fee is a total of $10,400.
Okay, thank you. Your turn. Go ahead.
Doug Driver with Meridian Commercial. I represent the owner, our DevCo. Would like to request 85% at least. I thought that was 85 to 90% was a typical range. You know, we really tried. We've been on this. I've personally been working on this case for almost 9 months at this point, every day, trying to get everything done. In this case, there were 15 different items that we had to address, and some of them had to be in order. You know, with COVID, and again, supply chain issues and everything else, you know, it took us this long to get everything done. And the per diem was $500 a day, which seems somewhat overly punitive. $50,000 is a lot of money. My client's already put several $100,000 back into this building to try to bring it up to code. If we could just get 85%, that would be ideal.
Yeah, this is a repeat violation. I'm looking at the 103 days. 51,500, 20%, 10,300, and then 10,400 with $100. This has been going on for a number of years. There are apparently a lot of violations here as well.
I believe this one was for a year ago?
Pardon me?
This one was for a year ago? It started, I believe?
Regular mail. Well, it was filed in March of 2021, but it appears that it was going on before that. There's always a courtesy notice given. Final order entered 8/19/2021. Chain link fencing, fences, permit to be deposited, stored, abandoned, storage of abandoned property in the open, prohibited.
The majority of those items were actually addressed early
Yeah,
on.
oh, I know, repairs and installations, ground surface hazard, holes, dead and dying trees, okay, exterior.
There were a number of items, for example, you know, FPL came in and took out all the royal palms that were there. We had to work with zoning to figure out who was responsible for that, because they were supposed to replace them with the proper royal palms again that were lower. They put in other trees there. Just getting through those zoning issues, getting the chain link fence in. I mean, we started back in September ordering the fence. We put it under contract to have the fence done. It didn't get done. Our material didn't get in until March, and they finally got it done. They haven't actually, well, they finished, but they finished about a month ago.
Right.
The paving, it took us forever to get through permitting and get everything done. We had
Yeah.
multiple issues there because tenants had contracts for like 2 parking spaces or whatever's in their lease. It was actually in their lease. And by city ordinances, we had to make our stalls 20 by 10. So we actually had to go in and renegotiate leases with tenants to be able to make that happen, to be able to become compliant. That doesn't happen overnight. You know, they don't have any reason to renegotiate with us. So all this has taken this amount of time, and quite frankly, I work on this every day on this property.
Okay, I'm looking at the ton of violations, and I know there were a lot, but, you know, a piece of property should not be allowed, whether they're tenants or not. When tenants start doing something wrong, you know, there's an obligation on the landlord to go tell them to stop it. Now, you know, wanting to evict somebody is another story. Is it worth it or not? And whatever deal you have with them. So, you know, I'll tell you what, you know, I like mitigations. I'm all in favor of them. In this instance, though, I'm going to stick with the 20%, $10,400, because there's also an extension of time. There's an amended final order that was granted. I'm not sure who signed off on it. Mr. Suarez Rivas signed off on that. That was a 90-day extension of time. Final order, another one, 30 days. lot of time that was spent, you got the job done, but you now have a piece of property with real estate values that is probably worth a lot more than whatever it's worth now. I'm guessing, I'm just saying
Interest rates
as
are
to
changing.
when you improve your property and you rectify these issues, not only do you benefit the health, safety, and welfare of the community, you benefit your own property. So it's really a dual no-brainer type of issue, which is to get compliance. So I'm gonna go with the $10,400, payable within 30 days. Is that enough time?
I believe so.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna do that. Okay, abated to $10,400 within 30 days. Been abated by, 80%? That's a lot of money, so, right. So I'm gonna abate it to $10,400 payable within 30 days, or it reverts back to the original amount, which I'm sure you don't want. So, okay, thank you, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Still did well with the $10,400. Take care.
Please hold on a second. I will give you a copy for your order.
Yes, sir. So we're gonna give you a copy. They're gonna give you a copy. Okay, next case,
6/4/26.
yeah. 6/4/26. 6/4/26. I don't see it on here necessarily, but, oh, there it is. Tom Baker? Is that you? All right, see? You didn't have to wait too long. More than you wanted to, I understand that. Okay,
That's all right. I hope it's worth it.
well, we'll find out. Okay, let's let the city go first. All right.
Okay.
It's 6/4/26/6905. There's a whole bunch of them. I'm not gonna, there's just a whole heap of them here. Okay.
I believe those are the foreclosures, right?
Well, we have one for foreclosure. The other ones, I believe, are code violations. And that's, Gerald Anderson asked me to come by and speak for him because he can't leave the business because he's having employee and staffing problems because of COVID and because of everything else. And he's trying to comply. He asked me to do him a favor and come on his behalf this morning. What our intentions are, Ms. Ramirez, is to turn around and comply. I asked him what he would need to comply and try and rectify this problem with the city and get your suggestions and everything else. He doesn't want to go into foreclosure. He wants to comply. He wants to pay the fines, but he's asking for some more time, and he's asking for, I believe, I don't know if he spoke to you about this or not before, he was trying to he needs to remove some of the metal off of the property because he's got an overflow. He needs to bring in some dumpsters. He needs to bring in some trucks and park them in front of the business and load them out so that he can alleviate the pressure on the property and come back into compliance.
Okay.
And we're asking the city for more, number one, for more time. Number two, for you to work with us and maybe give you your suggestions how we can come into compliance. We're more than willing to work with the city and come into compliance. It's just a matter of, he's a one-man band and he's having a hard time getting help.
Which number is this? You're here for him?
Oh, I'm here for a multitude of them. Do you see the list?
For him, which one's for him?
Well, this one is the Code Enforcement Special Magistrate, Town of Pembroke Pines. This is case number 4869. 6905.
Okay, which ones are the
52.97.
Sir, you have to
foreclosure
go by what is on the agenda, and all I see for Mr. Anderson is on the authorization to foreclose list, case 5297, 5523, 4400, 4869. Those are the ones
that's
that
what I
are
got.
on the list.
I got 4869, but he gave me all of this. Is there any way that I can make an appointment with Ms. Ramirez to
Well,
try
ma'am,
and straighten this out?
Okay, sir, here's what I'm gonna do for Mr. Gerald Anderson. He needs to thank you. I'm going to authorize the foreclosure. What he does in the time from the authorization, which I am approving today to authorize the foreclosure in all these cases, I will go, he can do. So he needs to contact the city. If he's complied, then he needs to pay the fine or ask for mitigation.
Well, what
okay?
happens is he's trying to comply, and every time he does it, then they come by and they fine him again. I got a whole stack of violations.
Well, that's his.
I'm gonna
his
disagree on
problem.
that.
Okay, look, that's his issue. Okay, the city does not just come in and fine somebody regularly as a matter of course. If there's a violation, they'll do that. So I'm gonna authorize the foreclosure on that. Now, let's get to yours, okay? In fact, at this time, I'm authorizing the town's motion to authorize foreclosure in all cases that are on the agenda. Now, what's your cases, all right? What's your cases?
Oh, you want the numbers, sir?
Which ones are only your cases for Mr. Baker, not Mr. Anderson?
No, I don't have any. I'm here on behalf of,
Okay, sir, do you have proof that you're here on behalf of the respondent?
yeah, he gave me his business card and gave me the file. He can't leave the business. That's why he asked me to step in for him. What do you need, a power of attorney?
Sort of, yeah, a letter or power of attorney?
No, I don't have any of that. We didn't know we needed it, ma'am. If you want, I can call him or I can
So
go.
at this time, A&B Recycling has a lot of cases. One is before the hearing officer for foreclosure. If A&B comes into compliance and stays into compliance, then they should talk to code about getting the fine mitigated. But as far as I know, there is not compliance at the facility to date, number one. Number two, this isn't a hearing about the facts, it's a hearing to authorize foreclosure. The time to put on the case regarding the facts was long ago, and I'm not sure that you have proper authorization to represent the respondent in this case. So I think that Mr. Anderson needs to contact code enforcement and to update code enforcement about the status of the property. There's nothing that can be done today.
Okay, thank you for your suggestion, and that's what we'll go ahead and do then. I just wanted to make sure because
Understood.
he asked me to come just so
Understood.
that he wasn't in violation of not showing up or not being represented.
Understood.
So I'll go back to him with this message, and then I'll tell him to work with Ms. Ramirez
Yes, sir.
as far as doing what we got to do to come into compliance
Absolutely.
and to rectify the situation once and for all.
Yes, sir.
Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
thank you.
thank you.
Thank
Very
you for your
good.
help. Thank you, Ms. Ramirez.
Good luck.
Have a
Thank
good day.
You too. Thank you.
So the foreclosures are over. I'm authorizing everything for foreclosure next.
Finally.
Want to make it easy, whatever, because it's just a perfunctory matter. So, take care. Yes. Sure. Bye.
Okay.
Six 6948 is the next one. Officer Rich Wagon.
I see item number 6, case 1031. Well, I'm just saying, it looks like there's a case before you. Item number 6, was 1031 already heard? No, it was not. Okay.
Morning. Is that 1031? Okay, all right.
I don't believe 1031 is on the agenda.
Yeah, it's a foreclosure.
No. Mr. Bertrand, you requested to postpone this.
Ah, okay. So I thought I still had to come this morning.
No, I replied to your email and I told you no. It's postponed.
Okay, so so I guess I'll get in touch with you to see what the next step is.
Right, you'll be scheduled for mitigation as you requested.
Okay, all right. But that's it then. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bertrand.
He's the code officer.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hold on, sponsor, I need to go first. Mr. Magistrate, it'll be on page 4, agenda item 11.6.
Yeah, no, please, you just move ahead. I'm
Okay.
ready.
Code Officer Rich Wagon, representing the town of Pembroke Park. This is case number 6948. The property owner identified by Backbone Hollandale Investment Corp., site address 2801 South Park Road, Pembroke Park, Florida 33009. The property was issued a notice of violation on 4/14/2022, sent out regular mail on 4/15/2022. A notice of formal hearing was issued on 5/16/2022, posted to the property on 6/3/2022, and certified mail on 5/24/2022. The violation is for the parking lot being damaged and in need of repair, and also the parking lot needs to be restriped. It is my recommendation to give them 60 days to come into compliance. If not, a fine of $250 per diem with a $100 admin fee. Are you the property owner, sir, or are you the property manager?
Property, well, our group of,
Okay.
I represent the company.
Okay, we do have someone representing this property.
What is your name, please?
Hi, how are you?
How
My name
are
is
you?
Jack Rua. How are you?
Very good, thank you.
Pleasure to be here.
Well, what's up?
Excuse me?
Tell me what you want to do.
Okay, the thing is, we already have the permit application. It's on Mr. Jeffrey's email as we speak, and I'm going to go back there to make sure that this is the case. We already have the amount of money we have to pay for this property, and it's already approved and paid for. So as soon as we have the permits from the city, it's going to be done. So I don't think that we hopefully will need the 60 days, but the 60 days will give us ample time to have
Okay,
this
you've
settled.
got it. All right, 60 days it is. I listened to the testimony. There's substantial competent evidence to support the city's position. You'll have 60 days in which to comply, or $250 per day thereafter.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And a copy of the order will be given to you. There's also a $100 cost fee as well, so assessment that everyone pays. There you go. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much to everybody. God bless you all.
Yes, thank you. But it's probably better to go out that side, the door there in the back. Thank you.
All right, are we ready for the next case?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, that's case 6999. Okay, Chief Code Officer Jocelyn Ramirez for the town of Pembroke Park, property owner EXCELENT LLC, case 6999, site address 4250 West Hallandale Beach Boulevard, Pembroke Park, Florida. A notice of violation was posted to the property on April 28, 2022. A notice of formal hearing with a copy of the notice violation was sent out by certified mail on May 27, 22, and posted to the property and town hall on June 3, 2022. The violations were for a tenant build-out done without a permit, owners to obtain plans, permit inspection for the tenant's build-out. At this current time, as of June 15, there is no permit application. So my recommendation is to give them 30 days, if not a $250 per diem with a $100 admin fee.
Your names, please,
Hey, I'm Johnny Frontal.
and the gentleman next to you.
It's Murphy, Senga Architecture.
Great, thank you. Go ahead, please.
Can you please speak into the mic? I can't hear.
Your name again.
Johnny Frontal.
That's better. There you go.
Fitz Murphy with Senga Architecture.
Great, thank you. Go ahead, please.
Okay, so basically today we just requested more time to get it done. I have my architect here. We're doing the plans right now, getting everything together to submit the permits. So we're actively working on this violation. We just need more time.
Okay, how much more time are you asking for?
We're hoping to get it as quickly as possible. I think 60 days to get the permit approved and everything is more feasible, since we're not sure how long it will take to go through the permit process in the city.
Okay, any objection to the 60 days to give them, and you suggested,
No objection.
okay, well, 60 days it is, all right? Okay, I've listened to the evidence, representative is here and/or the owner. There's substantial competent evidence to support the city's position. You have 60 days in which to comply, or $250 per day thereafter, and as always, there's a $100 administrative fee, all right? Copy will be given to you momentarily, if you could just wait. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Okay, we have a few cases that are the same person, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull up all those cases. One moment.
Great.
Okay. So we'll start with, these are the hearing to extend time there on item 10 of the agenda. So we'll start with case 5366.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Nancy Romero. I'm the general manager for Pembroke Park Warehouses.
Okay, well, let's have the city go first.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Is that okay? And then, unless the city wants to defer to you, so.
Yeah, so they're actually here for 4 cases. That would be 5366, 5376, 5379, and 5387.
How much extra time?
Pretty much, Your Honor, we're asking for at least 120 days. One of these cases already.
One moment. I have to present the case.
Let the city.
Okay, Chief Code Officer Jocelyn Ramirez for the town of Pembroke Park. Case 5366, property owner Pembroke Park Warehouse Holding, tenant Mad Monkey Events Inc. Site address 3152 Pembroke Road, Pembroke Park, Florida. Notice of formal hearing to extend time was sent out by certified mail on May 27, 22, posted to the property and town hall on June 3rd, 2022. At this current time, there's still open violations. No permit has been pulled for the tenant build out and no BTR as of June 15, 22. My recommendation is to give 30 days since this has been open since October 1st, 2020. If not, a $250 per diem with a $100 admin fee. Okay, that concludes my presentation.
All right, go ahead, what's up?
Okay, once again, my name is Nancy Romero. I represent Pembroke Park Warehouses. Your Honor, for this case, 5366, we have hired an engineer and architects to draw the plans. Unfortunately, it's been difficult for us to be able to contract engineers or general contractors that are reliable. As we speak, for this case, for 5376 and 5387, we are submitting the plans for permitting. Case number 5379 has been in review for the last 2 months. So we are trying to work diligently to get these in compliance. Some of these tenants moved out, abandoned the unit, and then the landlord was held responsible. In 30 days, it's impossible for us to comply, build out the units as they are required to bring them to code, and for the code enforcement or building department to review the plans and make any comments, et cetera, et cetera. So we do ask for an extension because I know in 30 days it will not be completed.
Okay, is this the first request for an extension, or have there been others?
This is the first request.
First request. All right, and you were initially given how many days to comply?
I believe it was
60 days.
60, okay, so
60 days from the hearing on March 16, 2022.
okay, all right. I'm not going to go with 120 days. That's just way too much. The town wants 30. I'm going to grant 60 days, and that may very well be the last one. So you need to move on this. It's been pending for these have been violations that have been going on for a long time. So I'm going to go with 60 days. You got your extension. But you need to move on it. Look, everybody has the same problem that you have. I'm not minimizing, but I have cases in front of me where they have the same problem, but, miraculously, they get it done within 30 or 60 days. So
Let me ask you, let's say that I do comply, I do get the permits in 30 days, and I do not finish the work in the 60 days. But you see that we have good faith and we are working towards complying with the city. Again, most of these violations were created by the tenant. And we were left because, with the situation, because 2 of the tenants abandoned the units.
right.
And then the other 2
But let's focus on this one. I don't want to talk about other cases that we're not on that topic yet, because it's going to be confusing. At this current time, that tenant, Mad Monkey, is still in the unit, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so they did not abandon.
No, I was referring to the other two.
Okay, wait,
Okay,
I
so
thought we were
if we're
doing,
doing a ruling for this one,
okay, just a
then
second.
we'll finish that and then we'll move on to the next.
Okay, I'm sorry, let me take back what I said, okay? I thought it was gonna be 60 for every one. We're taking them each.
No.
No, okay.
No.
Now, okay, again, the tenant did not abandon this property, right?
No, the tenant's still in there.
Okay, and so, tell me again what they need to do, what somebody needs to do, because I just put in my head that since you were here for 4 cases, we might be able to take all 4 together, but we can't do that, all right? So, tell me, what?
Okay, right. Currently for 3152, we have submitted, as we speak, the plans. I believe the general contractor was here today. If not, he will be here today. This is something that the tenant did not build out. He took the unit as is. So we're taking responsibility and trying to comply and make that unit to code. So we are working on it.
Okay, applying the plans, but there has been no permitting yet?
No, permits have not been issued yet.
Okay, they need to see the plans and then maybe issue permits down the road.
Correct.
All right. Okay, I'll go with the 60 days for this one. All right. Next case. Yeah, I guess.
5376?
Okay, great. So we'll go 5376.
The next case, all right. Chief Code Officer Jocelyn Ramirez for the town of Pembroke Park. Case 5376, property owner Pembroke Park Warehouse Holdings, previous tenant Zeppelin Products Inc. Site address 3172, 3174, 3176, 3178 Pembroke Road, Pembroke Park, Florida. Notice of formal hearing to extend time was sent out by certified mail on May 27, 22, posted to the property and town hall June 3rd, 2022. At this current time, there is no permits for the tenant build out that was done, or for the demo of the tenant build out. It is my recommendation to give them 30 days, if not a $250 per diem with a $100 admin fee. In this particular case, this tenant did abandon the property and gutted the whole place. But a demo permit does not take too long to do, according to the building department. So I believe 30 days sufficient to do the demo permit. And this is also open violation from October 7, 2020.
Are you going to get a demo permit for this?
Yes, along with the other ones, it's going to be submitted today if it hasn't already. And again, we require more time, 60 days if possible.
Doesn't take 60 days, then why, if you're going to do a demo permit, why go with 60 days?
We're doing a combination of a demo plus bringing the units to code. So it's also a build out, a new construction.
But then aren't you going to have to get permits for the new construction as well?
Yes, that's what we're submitting today, both demo and new build out to bring the units to code.
All right, but the violations here concern, Well, there's the build out as well.
When the tenant moved out, he did a lot of demo without permitting, which we were not aware of, and he left like overnight. So we were stuck with this unit as well. So like I said, we are trying to comply, and the plans have or will be submitted today for both demo and new build out, because it's 4 units and we want to divide them into individual units.
The violations are for the build out without a permit, you have to get a permit, and also the demo. So it's a two different permits, or is it just one permit?
It should be one permit, because they had a tenant build out, but the tenant removed everything. So what they have to get now is a demo permit for what the tenant did.
Okay, so if you get.
Excuse me for a minute. In unit 3178, they did not do the demo in there, and there's a huge office build out plus a loft. So that's what we're requiring that demo, because the tenant did not demo that area. In the
Okay.
other 3 units, yes, he did the demo without a permit.
Okay, but if all you need to do to comply here is get the demo permits, and you'll be in compliance, is that right?
Correct.
Okay, so that should be able to be done within 30 days, so. And then if you want to, with the build out, that's not before me. What you want to do is get a permit for the build out, that could be complied with down the road. That would be another violation in the future, or is that one before me today?
No, we
Well,
unfortunately.
that is listed on the violation, that the tenant build out were done from unit 3172, 3174, 3176, 3178.
Right.
But what you would have to do is just include it in the permit. Is that what you're saying is going to take a while, Nancy?
Yes, because it is 4 units. So again, we're trying to comply with the demo that the tenant did. So we're submitting a combination.
You got the 60 days.
Okay.
All right. Or $250 per day. Okay, next.
Okay. Next is case 5379. Chief Code Officer Jocelyn Ramirez for the Town of Pembroke Park. Property owner Pembroke Park Warehouse Holdings. Tenant LM South Services, Inc. Site address 3186 through 3188 Pembroke Road. A notice of formal hearing to extend time was sent out by certified mail May 27, 22. Posted to the property and town hall June 3rd, 2022. At this current time, there is a permit application for a tenant build out, removal of a fire rated wall, electrical and AC units, unpermitted work. So the permit application has been in plan review. The application was submitted on April 22nd, 22. So my recommendation, since the application is already in plan review for a couple months, is to give them 30 days. It's not a $250 per diem with a $100 admin fee. And they still have to obtain the BTR for 3186 Pembroke Road, but they can't do that until that permit is complete.
Okay, this tenant also moved out. The unit is vacant, has been vacant, I believe, since the beginning of the year. As Officer Ramirez mentioned, since April, it's been in review. As of last week, we received them again. It was denied. So our architect is revising the plan so we can resubmit for permitting.
Okay, apparently you had some nice tenants there, so. Can't get the business tax receipt until these permits.
Well, it's not
are-
needed because nobody's in there.
Is vacant?
It's been vacant since January.
Okay, so then a reinspection will have to be done for that violation.
Okay. But the other, okay, I'm gonna go with 60 days.
Thank you.
All right.
And the last case is 5387. Chief Code Officer Jocelyn Ramirez for the town of Pembroke. Case 5387, property owner Pembroke Park Warehouse Holding. Tenant Air Concept Safety Services, Inc. Site at 3170 Pembroke Road, Pembroke Park, Florida. Notice of formal hearing to extend time was sent out by certified mail on May 27, 22, posted to the property and town hall on 3rd, 2022. At this hearing time, there's a permit application that was submitted January 6, 22. It is in plan review, and this is for interior renovation permits, unpermitted structure of mezzanine or second floor electrical work permit. So they are working on it. They were given 90 days on March 16, 2022 to correct this. My recommendation is to give them 30 days to complete it. It's not a $250 per diem with a $100 admin fee.
Go ahead.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
John Southard, representing Air Concepts. I'm one of the principals of the company. As Ms. Ramirez said, we have submitted for permitting. We were denied, and the city requested some revisions to the plans. Unfortunately, our engineer of record committed suicide last year due to some COVID issues. And we haven't been able to engage another structural engineer to complete the plans or make the revisions. The landlord, Mrs. Representative, is here, Miss Nancy. They want to be involved in that process since it is their property, and they're engaging the engineer to make those corrections. We just need more time, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. Else, your name's Nancy, right?
Correct. Nancy Romero.
Okay. All right. Your renovations done without permits, structure, mezzanine, owner permit inspections for renovations. Is this what the tenant did, or is this what you did?
This is one of the good tenants, sir. We didn't abandon the property and run away when we got in trouble.
Okay,
We're
he's
trying
there,
to make it
though.
right.
Okay, well, is he helping out, or is he just sitting around, or?
Who's he?
Or it, the tenant? The tenant's there or not there?
I am the tenant.
He is
You
the
are the
tenant.
tenant.
He is
Oh,
the
okay, okay. So, all right, so you're working on this then, or you're one of the good
And we have
tenants?
been working on it, but the problem that we're running into is finding an engineer that is willing to take the job.
Right.
Miss Nancy has the engineer, but he hasn't had time to review the plans and make those corrections yet.
Okay, I'm gonna go with 60 days to be consistent, so there's no confusion about when everything is due, because if I did 30, 90, 60, or whatever, it could get confusing. But I just want you to understand that these extensions of time do not go on forever. And whoever sits here next time around, whether it's me or the other magistrate, you may not get an extension of time no matter. So you need to work diligently on this, all right? So I'm gonna go with the 60 days to be consistent. And in most instances, you will have had, in this case, 90 plus now 60, the others, 60 plus 60, and then maybe 30 plus 60. It's a lot of time, so I just want you to be aware of. So you need to work diligently and get this done, because otherwise you will be facing a fine of the $250 per day. All right?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, well, good luck to you, and I'm glad that at least 1 out of 4 of the tenants is 25%. I don't know. In baseball, that's not a good batting average. So, all right?
I will give
Good
you a
luck to
copy.
you, all right? Get it done, all right?
Mr. Magistrate,
Sure.
number 11, case 4772 has been pulled. They did sign in, I don't know if they're still here, is Ms. Wanda Cruz still here? Yes, your case has been pulled for this hearing.
Okay.
So if you want, I'll give you my card.
Where's the next case?
I believe the next one is for Jocelyn. Looks like case 5652 or 5657.
Okay, 5657.
565. Osmil Rodriguez.
What happened to case 4772?
Case 4772 was pulled.
Was pulled? Okay. Pulled for what reason?
There were items missing in the case. I spoke with Miguel Nunez about it.
Okay. So it's been postponed to the next hearing?
Tentatively.
Okay. And the next case is 5657? 52. Okay. Okay. Chief Code Officer Jocelyn Ramirez, case 5652, property owner Discount Auto Parts, Inc., care of Advanced Source Co., Inc., number 9479. Site address 3000 West Hallandale Beach Boulevard, Pembroke Park, Florida. A notice of formal hearing to confirm fine was sent out by certified mail on May 27, 2022. Posted to the property and town hall on June 3rd, 2022. And this is to confirm a fine for $24,700.
Your name?
My name is Osmil Rodriguez, General Manager of Discount Auto Parts at 3000
Okay.
West Hallandale Beach Boulevard.
All right, the town wants to confirm the fine, so you're here, so I will give you a brief opportunity to make a statement, but a confirmation of a fine is really a ministerial or perfunctory act. It gets confirmed, and you just need to comply. I don't know if you've complied or not.
Yeah, I understand, Your Honor. I'm just here to relay information between here and my corporate offices.
Okay.
Obviously, it's a big corporation, so it's
Yes.
the most of the items that we were fine with are back within regulation, and then the few that are not, like the parking lot, I know is already the plans for the permits were submitted to the contractor and is under review right now. So basically, I'm just here to relay some information between them and you.
Okay. All right, then I'm going to go ahead and confirm the fine as requested, which with $24,700 as of the date of the hearing. It'll continue to grow until there's compliance, then you can come back for abatement, mitigation,
Yeah, I
reduction.
understand.
Down the road. Okay, it's become common to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and confirm the fine at this time.
Okay,
Just
no
get
problem.
it done, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay?
Understand. Do I need any paperwork, or am I good to go?
Yeah, you're going to get it right now. I
Okay,
just
thank
signed off on it, and it'll just take a second. There you go. Thank you. Take care of yourself. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good day, guys. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck. Yeah, thank you.
Next case is 5840. That was the foreclosure.
Yes.
Yeah, that's been
Then
approved.
6961.
Jocelyn, I see one for 5841.
Huh?
There's one before 6961. It's case 5841.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, that was foreclosure, and
Okay.
it's 5840.
Okay. Okay. All right, so.
So the next one is you.
Understood.
Right?
Yes, yeah, 6961.
All right.
Oh,
6961, Officer Rich Wagon.
Mr. Magistrate, on page 4, agenda item 11.8. This is case number 6961. Property owner identified by 3192-4, West Hollandale LLC. Management office, site address 3194, West Hollandale Beach Boulevard, Pembroke Park, Florida 33009. I am Code Officer Rich Wagon, representing the town of Pembroke Park. The notice of a violation was issued on 4/21/2022, sent out regular mail on 4/25/2022. It was also hand-delivered on the site and on 4/21/2022. A affidavit of service was posted to property on 6/3/2022 and certified mail on 5/24/2022. The violation is as followed. Unit 3194 was doing an interior building demo without a permit. 3194 was also doing an interior build-out renovation work without a permit. They were also, Unit 3194 was also doing an interior structural, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing work without a permit. My recommendation is 30 days to come in compliance, otherwise a fine of $250 per diem, along with an admin fee of $100. And sir, are you the property manager or property owner?
Correct, I'm the property manager.
Okay. All right, so you can speak.
Your name?
My name's Enrique Fanol,
Okay, what's up?
property manager.
Enrique, have you been sworn in?
Yeah, I sworn in with everyone else.
Great.
All right, thank you.
No problem. I'm asking for 90 to 120 days. We already turned in the permit, and we've received comments back from the city, and we've responded to those comments. Our main issue at the time is the engineer. It's really a fight to get him to answer and to work with us. So that's why I'm just not sure on the time, but we are turning in the permits. We already got our second turns of plans after the comments, and we're turning those in either today or tomorrow.
Okay, any objection to 60 days or 90 days?
I believe 30 is efficient because when I was called out to this property, I was actually contacted by the fire inspector who happened to stumble across. If you actually scroll down, look at the pictures, you'll see that there is extensive work that has been done on the inside. So
Right.
based on the scale and the scope of the work already done, I believe 30 is sufficient.
Okay, and plus a potential fire violation.
Wouldn't that make it more time? Wouldn't we need more time for the amount of work?
The amount of work that's already been done, plus this was cited, go back. This was cited on April 21st. It is now June 3rd.
June 15th.
Sorry, June 15th. It was posted on June 30th. It's June 15th. I believe an additional 30 days on top of what's already been given since the violation was written. I believe that's sufficient.
Are you part of the people that review the comments and stuff from the plans that we turn in?
No, I'm with code enforcement.
Okay. I don't know if you've had a chance, because we turned in plans already and we got all the comments. I don't think it's feasible to do all those things in 30 days.
I'm sorry, how much time were you asking for?
90.
Huh?
90 days.
I think he does need more time. They were doing a complete tenant build out and they need architectural plans. They probably have to revisit them. So,
Yeah, I have a permit number already.
and Officer Rich Wagon, when did you write the violation?
The violation was written on 4/21/2022.
Okay, and the application was submitted when?
It's I have the permit number. Let me see.
Do you know when the permit application was submitted?
No, I do not. I can tell you when the first set of comments were returned to us.
Okay.
So that was on 5/19. Approximately a month ago was when we received the first set of comments from the city.
And it's a first-time violation?
Yes, first time violation.
Officer Rich Wagon is a first-time violation?
Yes, it is.
Okay, 60 days or
just
90?
just give me a moment, Mr. Hepler. I'm trying to check in the system when
Sure.
they submitted that
No,
application.
That's okay, please. Okay, that's okay.
Thank you.
And it really isn't as much about doing the work, it's just getting the architects and engineers to work with us. That's really our time concern.
Okay.
We're really on their time.
So I do see that an application was submitted for 3192 through 3194 West Hollandale Beach Boulevard for commercial alterations. The application was submitted in April 11, 22. And Officer Rich Wagon, you said you wrote the violation when?
I wrote the violation on 4/21/2022.
Are you sure that's for the same unit?
This was for 31.
That's what I'm trying to confirm. Do you have a process number?
Yeah, it's 95830. I think it was for Unit K, specifically to Unit K, this permit application.
95.
830.
One second. I'm only showing for a G and an F. But you said it was a K.
Correct. I can show it to you guys or send it somewhere. The comments I received with the permit number or the
You can
process
show
number.
it to Officer Rich Wagon. No, I'm not seeing anything on my end for a K.
Jocelyn, I mean, it's for, I see permit 95830. That's what he's showing me. And structural, yeah, it says 5/19/2022 for structural, building 95830, build out for K. First review submitted 5/19/2022.
Okay, I got it. And the application was submitted on May 18, 22. So they did go ahead and attempted to correct the violation as soon as they got that notice. So
And I also would like to say
I would
received,
recommend more time.
yeah, we received the
Officer
plans back.
Wagon.
Okay. All right, Chief, I understand what you're saying. So, Mr. Magistrate, I'm going to change the 30 days. I would request 60 to 75. I don't believe going to 90, I believe 90 would be too much, but would 75 be sufficient for you,
I
sir?
believe so, yes.
Okay. And I'll give you my card afterwards, and just as things progress, contact me, because once all the permits are closed out, you'll need to contact me.
Okay.
So,
Is, Ms. Ramirez, is 75 days acceptable, or, you know?
We like to keep a round number.
How about, you want to just go with 90?
Officer Wagon, would you choose 60 or 90? Since it's your case.
because they are showing good faith and they have applied for the permits, and I do understand that finding the engineers and everything is difficult, I would actually go with a higher amount, and I'll say 90.
Okay.
Okay.
That's wise. Give you time, and, you know, you need to get this taken care of, all right?
Yeah.
Okay, there's substantial competent evidence based on the testimony of the city, as well as the respondent who's apparently diligently working to get this taken care of. He'll have 90 days in which to comply, or $250 per day thereafter. Okay? The order, wait around for a few minutes, and then you'll get a copy of it, all right? Thank you. Sure.
All right. Next case is 4985. Chief Code Officer Jocelyn Ramirez. Case 4985. Property owner Garden Property 786 Inc. Site address 2950 Southwest 32nd Avenue, Pembroke Park, Florida. A notice of formal hearing to abate fine was sent out by certified mail on May 27, 22, posted to the property and town hall on June 3rd, 2022. The amount that has been requested to abate is $39,858.50. It is the town's motion. This is a repeat violation to reduce this fine to 80% of the per diem fine. That amount is $7,940 plus the recording fee, $58.50. I'm sorry, the recording fee of the lien is $58.50 plus the $100 administration fee is a total of $8,098.50.
Okay,
Good
your
morning,
name,
everyone.
please. How are you?
Sir, my name is Adil Sachwani, and I have a, yes,
Mr. Adil, have you been sworn in?
about what?
Have you been sworn in as a
Oh,
witness? Okay, we'll put, or let me go ahead and do that. Would you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, if you could affirm? Is that a yes?
Yes.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Sir, I've been going through a lot of hardship, problem, financially, medical issues with my family, and I'm trying to, did best what I can. And I have a problem with the tenants. There's a 6th tenant I have this property, and Joseline, she know how I going through all the day-by-day permit, and I heard the general contractor, she's supposed to be show up today, but she has some medical issue. That's why she didn't came. I request for you if you can consider something, please, about the fine.
Total amount was $39,858.50, 39,000. There are tenants in the property now?
He is in the property right now.
Yeah, there are, okay, and, what's your medical problem?
My father is going through a lot of issues, dialysis, and he just passed away 5 months ago. We've been going through with, now I'm taking care of my mom.
What's with your mom?
I'm sorry, sir?
What, you said your mom?
Yeah, she also have some diabetes and blood pressure issue, heart issue also. So, now my father passed away, she's alone, so I'm taking care of her also. Me and my wife. It's a small family business we have. And also I came last month to confirm the fine, and I was thinking to settle everything, but now it's one more fine.
Okay, so abandoned vehicles on the property, pole signs, trash and debris, fence, electrical work, or without building permits, a number of others. I'm just reading from your own.
All they did my tenant without knowing me anything, this work.
Quickly through the backup here.
I paid a lot of permit 2 times, some 3 times permits, fees, hire the engineer, hire the architect. Really stress me.
Mortgage on this property?
I'm sorry, sir?
Is there a mortgage
The
on
private lender.
Okay, the 5850, the lien, that's gonna stay. The $100, that'll stay, obviously. Total amount was $8,098.50. What I'm gonna do is, it is a repeat violation. Some of the information you're providing is I have no way of verifying, but it is rented out, and these are violations that should have been taken care of, but they weren't, but under the circumstances, in the mitigation, abandoned vehicles on property, prohibited signs, banner, new wall and pole signs without building permits, trash and debris around property, overgrown vegetation, fence replaced without building permits, electrical work done for BTR without building permits, no current BTR obtained, tax license. I'm going to reduce it to 7,000 even plus $100 plus 58.50. 7,000.
Sir, excuse me. Sir, it's still a lot for me, sir. Please, if you can.
Okay, well, what amount do you want?
1,000.
Sir, I can't do that, okay? Really,
Really is all my tenant, and one unit is still vacant, been long time, and I don't getting the rent. This property is not doing well. I'm just trying to stick the trying to get expense out from there, but please, sir.
Do you own any other real property in Broward County?
My residence.
Pardon me?
My home.
Your home and this one and what else?
That's all.
How about Miami, Dade County? Is this the first time, the first incident? No, it's a repeat violation, right?
It's by
Yeah.
It's by tenant, and they keep like it was a COVID situation that time, you know. And I have my father been just like a sick for 3-4 years. His heart failure, dialysis. So we've been going through with a lot of problems since past 4 years.
Okay, I consider financial. Okay, this is the bottom line. Okay, I listen to these and I try to be as fair as I can be.
Please, I request for you.
No,
please.
I know, and the tenants, are you saying, cause these problems?
Yes, and the tenant. They was doing like actually the tenant doesn't stop over there. They keep move around new tenant, and there was tenant was doing those things. The tenant employees.
Okay, here's the bottom. I'm not gonna do it lower than this, and I'm sorry. I said 7, I'm gonna go with 5,000, okay? That's, hey, under the circumstances, you're getting actually a very substantial reduction. You know, whether or not tenants causes or not, the property owner is the one that is.
Sir, please, sir. Please,
Yeah.
request for you.
I can't, it's 5,000 plus 100 plus 58.50. How much time do you need to pay?
Can you do it 2,000, please?
No. I can't. I'm not going to do 2,000. These were violations that. This went up to $39,858.50. You're actually getting.
Actually, it's hard to find like contractor or engineer at that time. That's why getting delay. Like with circumcision, like all over the situation town.
I know, but you've got property now that's up to code, and it is probably gone up in value. That's, I guess. And, I'm gonna go with 5,000. Does the city have a different opinion from that? I mean, or what? Any input from the city?
No, I agree with your final ruling.
Okay, all right. Then I'm going to go with 5,000 plus $100 is 58.50. How much time do you need?
Jocelyn, please try to consider, we did the work. Please consider one time. Request for you. That's all I can do. I have to squeeze myself too much to get this one. Please.
I'm not going to 2,000. Okay.
Can you give me 90 days, please?
Okay. 90 days to be paid within 90 days. All right? Okay, that's the best I can do. I mean,
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
I've really stretched my discretion here. I can't wave a magic wand about what happened. It happened, all right? Then don't let it happen again. If tenants start behaving that way, get rid of them and find somebody else.
Actually, business is not doing good, like, and he wants to move it. I just tell him stay there because otherwise, if he move, I'm gonna have a more problem to pay more the bills.
Okay,
At least
but
he give a
that's,
little bit,
I know, but that, when you buy property, people think that it's what I call a panacea, a heaven. It has its burdens when you buy property, rental property, but you get to depreciate it, deductions, okay, regardless of that, 5,000, so 5,100, what, $58.50, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and do that, so you get 90 days. Thank you. Whatever. If it's not paid within 90 days, it'll go back up to 39,000. Okay, you got a very substantial reduction based on the case law. I know you may not think so, but you did.
I don't know
The
how
very-
to afford this.
Because this is a repeat violation, and, I don't know what else to say. So, all right. $5,158.50 payable within 90 days. All right, thank you. Good luck to you.
I will give you a copy. Hold on a second, please.
Yeah, after this is taken care of, if we could take like a 5-minute break, if that's okay. Thank you. Okay, we'll just take a 5-minute break, and then there's nobody waiting. You're waiting. It's okay. Thank you.
5 minutes break.
Yeah, 5 minutes,
Ready for start.
Ready for action?
All right. So we're going to follow the order of the agenda.
Okay.
So item 7.1, that's case 746. Mary, is the video live?
Yes.
Okay, because I don't see it on my end. Hold on. Okay, now I do. Okay, Chief Code Officer Jocelyn Ramirez, case 746, property owner BKI 95 LLC, site address 2000 Southwest 30th Avenue, Pembroke Park, Florida. A notice of violation was sent out by regular mail on June 8, 2016. This is a really old violation. A notice formal hearing with a copy of the notice of violation was sent out by certified mail on May 27, 22, posted to the property and town hall on June 3rd, 2022. The violations were for a fence being installed in alleyway between buildings without a permit. As of June 15, 22, there is no permit. Therefore, it's my recommendation to give them 30 days. It's not a $250 per diem with a $100 admin fee.
Okay. Based on the testimony you have as a compliance officer, there's substantial competent evidence to support the town's position. Give them 30 days to comply or $250 per day thereafter. Thank you.
Okay. Next case is 7110. Chief Code Officer Jocelyn Ramirez. I'm sorry, do you need time to find it on the agenda? All right, or we got it. We're good? Can you guys hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Chief Code Officer Jocelyn Ramirez, case 7110. Property owner VNA Miami LLC. Site address 4400 West Hallandale Beach Boulevard, Pembroke Park, Florida. A notice of violation and a notice of formal hearing was sent out by certified mail on May 27, 2022. Posted to Town Hall and the property on June 3rd, 2022. The violations were for a tenant build out in unit number 5 without a building permit. No BTR or certificate of use for the unit. As of March 18, 2022, a BTR application was submitted and is in process. But at this current time, there's no permit for the tenant build out. Therefore, it's my recommendation to give them 30 days to comply, if not $250 per diem with a $100 admin fee.
Okay, there's substantial competent evidence to support the town's position. 30 days to comply or $250 per day thereafter, and a $100 cost assessment in all the cases, whether I mention it or not.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Now we're going to go to section 8 of the agenda. Case 5141. Chief Code Officer Jocelyn Ramirez, case 5141. Property owner Stefan E. McGill. Site address 3911 Southwest 52nd Avenue, Pembroke Park, Florida. A notice of formal hearing to confirm fine was sent out by certified mail on May 27, 22. Posted to the property and town hall on June 3rd, 2022. This is for a confirmation of fine of $12,200.
Okay, I'll confirm the fine for $12,200. Thank you.
Thanks. Next case is 5470. Chief Code Officer Jocelyn Ramirez, case 5470. Property owner BKI 95 LLC / Alexander Callis. Site address 2000 Southwest 30th Avenue, Pembroke Park, Florida. A notice of formal hearing to confirm fine was sent out by certified mail on May 27, 22. Posted to the property and town hall on June 3rd, 2022. This is to confirm a fine for $37,800.
Okay, I'll go ahead and confirm the fine for $37,800.
Excuse me, Jocelyn, can you repeat me the permit, the case number?
5470.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
All right. Next, we have item number 9 on the agenda, 9.2, case 5500. Chief Code Officer Jocelyn Ramirez, case 5500. Hanhala, property owner Hanhala LLC, NNTS Cabinets and Stones Inc. Site address 3149 John T. Kersey Drive, Phase 4, Pembroke Park, Florida. A notice of formal hearing to abate fine was sent out by certified mail on May 27, 22, and posted to the property and town hall on June 3rd, 22. The amount that was requested for abatement is $2,300. It is the town's motion to reduce the amount by 85%, and that's $345.
Payable within how long? 30 days?
Yes, 30 days.
Great. Okay, I'll abate it to $345 payable within 30 days. If it's not payable within 30 days, it reverts back to $2,300.
Correct. All right. Just going down the list here. And that concludes all my cases.
Mr. Magistrate?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Page 4, item number 11.1 has been pulled because they're in the amnesty. Item number 11.2 is now in the amnesty as of yesterday, so this case is pulled. 11.3 has complied. 11.4 has complied. 11.5 has complied. Page 5.
Eric, I'm sorry. 11.5 has complied?
Yes, correct. 11.5 has complied. Mr. Magistrate, if you go to page 5, although this was already said earlier, I'll still say it. Case 4772 has been pulled, and case 5924 has been pulled. That concludes the complied, the amnesty and pulled.
Eric.
Yes.
Yeah. More slow. So 5924. What happened?
Hold on. I'm trying to pull this closer to me. I don't know why it's not registering. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, so for page 5, 12.2, case 4772 has been pulled, and 12.6, case 5924 has been pulled.
Why were they pulled?
4772 for missing items, and 5924, the original final order, is missing from the entire case file and cannot be located.
The original final order?
Yes, I spoke with Jeffrey. We tried to locate it. We could not find the final order for 5924.
If that happens, and it's not unusual, I mean, it's not usual, go back to the minutes, is what the ruling was, and, I mean, there's always tape, and we can do an order, a final order, nunc pro tunc, I call it. Nunc pro tunc means relating back to the original date.
Okay.
Because it should have been entered, and courts do it. I'm not a court, but I've successfully put nunc pro tunc on the order. Nobody's ever challenged it. whether it's me or the other gentleman, other magistrate that
Okay.
does it. And that way, you can have it, want to have a motion to have it executed or at a hearing and give everybody notice, if they want to show up or not, you can still do it that way. Or I happen to think that if it was lost, it had to have been signed in all probability. It just got misplaced somewhere, I would think.
Yeah, we reviewed the case file. We looked through it, where we store everything, couldn't find it. We even tried pulling up on Broward County to get a copy of it. It was just wasn't happening. We were running out of time, so I'd rather pull it and have more of the information. But based on what you're saying, it sounds like, like I didn't know that was an option.
Well, most people, most magistrates may or may not know that, but I've done it, and, I don't see anything illegitimate. Now, if I've had orders in another city that have been lost or misplaced. They just, it happens. It doesn't make its way back to the file. And sometimes, do you record these orders when they come out with Broward County? Because if you do, it will show up by the name of the business or the owner.
Yeah, we tried looking up through the case number, through the name of the person. We did. Me and Jeffrey from the building department, we looked quite hard and couldn't locate it. I'm sure it's there, but the county server was not very easy to navigate.
No, but Broward County Public Records, and type in, as long as something was recorded, Broward County Public Records, and I pulled up orders that were recorded from many different cities. I mean, I do real estate litigation as well, and you want to know, and partition actions, and you want to know whether there are code orders that one party is going to be responsible for, and they will oftentimes show up. Sometimes they won't for whatever reason because they're not recorded. But if you record them after they get signed and presumably send them out, if they're recorded, you'll be able to get a copy there. So we give that a shot and see what happens.
This is the first time that I hear of it, Eric. I wish you reached out to me and told me about it, because we do have the minutes for August, and you could have pulled it from there.
Okay.
So we actually don't have to redact that case. You can still come from fine,
Okay.
because we have the meeting minutes of when that order was done. And you can always pull back the minutes or the hearing that was recorded. Those are on YouTube, and you know how to navigate through them. So
Okay.
if you needed help, all you had to do was ask.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I know you were out, and from everyone calling you asking, I tried to address it myself without having to bombard you, because I know a lot of people were contacting you.
Yeah, but we had to prepare for the hearing 3 weeks in advance. So, the more time you give me to look for these items, I can give you that information.
Yeah, that's
But this is the first I hear of it.
Yeah, it's 'cause
I guess we can proceed with your cases, the ones that you have,
Okay.
and I'll try to pull that information that you need.
Yeah, and
Okay.
when you do prepare the order, whoever attended, whether it's me or the other magistrate, you can email it, and I'll put nunc pro tunc. Just give me the information if it's me, and then send a copy again to the property owner, whoever you're supposed to send it to, the Broward County Public Records or registered agent. And then if they were to come in later and say, well, they never got a copy until it was recently sent out, then you can always extend it at that time, but at least you'll have a final order.
Okay.
All right?
Understood.
That's an easy way. These things happen, that's life, so.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Eric,
yes.
just for the record, for case 5924, it was on August 19, 2021.
Yes.
Make sure you're writing this down.
Hold on a second.
the special magistrate gave the order to give 90 days for compliance, if not a $50 per diem with a $100 admin fee.
Yeah,
The comply date was, they had to comply by November 17, 2021.
That's the order that was lost, right?
yes.
Well, we can't say that for sure.
Okay.
I will have to make sure that, maybe it was just misplaced, but we can't say that for sure.
It may be in another file that you'll.
Yeah, because
good luck and-
everything else for 5924 is in the file. So,
Yeah, I think it was just misplaced.
Yeah, it was, so just, they're your options, and we'll see what happens. If they say they never got it, then again, I would suggest that you just give them the extra time because of this mishap. It's no big deal, and they'll, whether they got it or not, you'll never know for sure, but, there's no way to refute it.
okay, yeah.
Something like that, okay. It'd be
Understood.
your call, just, okay. All right.
Okay. So, page 4, agenda item 11.7, case 6950. All right.
What's the case number?
Case 6950. I am Code Officer Rich Wagon, representing the town of Pembroke Park. The property owner is identified by Ang Realty Incorporated. Site address 2633 South Park Road, Pembroke Park, Florida 33009. Notice of violation was issued on 4/14/2022, sent out regular mail on 4/15/2022. Notice of formal hearing was issued on 5/16/2022, affidavit of service and posted to property on 6/3/2022, and sent out certified mail on 5/24/2022. The violations are for the exterior wall in the back of this property has discoloration on it. The parking lot in the back of the building is in need of repair, and the parking lot also needs to be restriped. I have spoken to the property owner. They are doing what they can to get the discoloration off the wall. They did come in a town hall, put in all necessary information to go forth with trying to get the permit started. And I did speak with them because they are showing good faith. My recommendation would be to give them 60 days to come into compliance. If not, a fine of $250 per diem with the admin fee of $100.
Substantial competent evidence in accordance with the code inspector, 60 days to comply or $250 per day thereafter. There you
All right.
Going, you're doing fine.
No problem. Page number 5. 1 second. Yep, page number 5, agenda item 12.1, case 4770. Code Officer Rich Wagon, representing the town of Pembroke Park. This is case number 4770. Excuse me. Property owner identified by Lakeshore Mobile Home Park / Anna Sanchez. Site address is going to be 2701 South Park Road, Pembroke Park, Florida 33009, 103 David Drive, Pembroke Park. The notice of hearing to confirm fine was issued on 5/23/2022. The affidavit of service was posted to the property on 6/3/2022 and sent out certified mail on 5/24/2022. The total fine amount that is accrued as of today is $20,000.
Okay. I'll go ahead and confirm the fine at $20,000.
$20,000?
Yes.
20,000, 20, yep. Well, no, we're just confirming the fine, and it's $50 a day, so whatever they pay, or whatever they comply, it stops accruing. But that's okay, it's not, we're past the final order. No, don't worry, that's all right, quite all right.
All right. Same page, page 5, agenda item 12.3, case 4796. Code Officer Richwagon, representing the town of Pembroke Park. This is case 4796. Property owner identified by Lakeshore Mobile Home Park, LLC, / Crystal Villa. Site address, 2701 South Park Road, Pembroke Park, Florida, 33009, 104 David Drive, Pembroke Park. Second. A notice of hearing to confirm fine was issued on 5/23/2022. The affidavit of service was posted to property on 6/3/2022 and certified regular mail on 5/24/2022. The total fine amount is
And
$20,000.
posted to town hall, right?
What was that? Oh, yes. Affidavit of service posted to property on 6/3/2022. And
town hall.
Yes, and town hall. Affidavit of service posted to property and town hall on 6/3/2022. And the total fines accrued as today is $20,000.
Okay, I'll confirm the fine at $20,000.
No, Mary, it's just a confirmation of fine.
They're not final orders.
Yeah.
All right. Page 5, agenda item 12.4, case 4886. Code Officer Richwagon, representing the town of Pembroke Park. Property owner identified by Hallandale MHC LLC. Site address 3140 West Hallandale Beach Boulevard, Pembroke Park, Florida 33009. A notice of hearing to confirm fine was issued on 5/23/2022. The affidavit of service and posted to property and town hall on 6/3/2022 and was sent out certified mail on 5/24/2022. The total accrued fines as of today is $41,300.
Okay, I'll confirm the fine of $41,300.
Correct.
Great.
Oh. All right. Page number 5, the case number will be 4791.
Okay, that's all right.
Do you need me to wait, Mr. Magistrate?
Oh, no, we're ready.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Oh, no, thank you, no, it's okay.
Okay. Code Officer Richwagon, representing the town of Pembroke Park. This is case number 4791. Property owner identified by Lakeshore Mobile Home Park, LLC, / John Crawford. The site address is 2701 South Park Road, Pembroke Park, Florida 33009. And the address for it is 23 Tracy Terrace West, Pembroke Park. A notice of hearing to confirm fine was issued on 5/23/2022. The affidavit of service was posted to property and town hall on 5/24/2022 and was sent out certified mail. Bear with me for just one moment.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, the notice of formal hearing to confirm fine was sent out certified mail on, it's kind of hard to read that one, so I'm trying to find it. Looks like May 24th, 2022. The total accrued fines as of today is $20,000.
I'll confirm the fine at $20,000.
The final item is also on page 5, case number 5737. Code Officer Rich Wagon, representing the town of Pembroke Park. This is case number 5737. Property owner identified by Infinity Azure LLC. Site address 3252 Southwest 52nd Ave, Pembroke Park, Florida 33023. A notice of hearing to confirm fine was issued on 5/19/2022, and the affidavit of service was posted to property and town hall on 6/3/2022, and was sent out certified mail on 5/24/2022. The total accrued fines as of today is $120,350.
Okay, I'll confirm the amount of the fine at $120,350. So it's a lot of money there, but oh
Yes.
well.
I did speak with the property manager. He did want to be here today, but had a family emergency. I just explained to him the process, and I told them after the hearing that I would contact him and answer any questions that he might have.
Great, okay. You might want to ask them, are they ever going to comply?
So, well, this is the hearing to confirm fine, but I've issued 2 affidavits of non-compliance because they have been coming into compliance, but they're not fully in compliance.
Right, okay.
So,
They're moving toward it. All right, that's good.
yes, correct. All right, Mr. Magistrate, at this time, this concludes my testimony.
Great, okay, thank you, very good. Okay, we already did what should have been a very easy motion to approve the authorized foreclosure, but the kinds of hiccups there, that's already been authorized, so. Any questions from anyone, any
No,
further comments?
I'll just say one last thing, just in case I didn't say it for all the cases. For all cases I presented, want to say that the affidavit of service for all of them were posted to property and to town hall. So I just wanted just to have that on record. that
Okay.
All of them were.
All right, if, as long as that happened and it's in the file, if it ever gets challenged, then you have it there, but that's good to know. All right, it's high noon now, 12 o'clock, so we'll close. All right, thank